I didn't think DJI can surprise me anymore, but I was wrong. This is the DJI Mavic 4 Pro, the latest drone from DJI. This is a prosumer drone, which means it's aimed at more like professional users and creators that are happy to pay a higher price for better quality photos, videos, and more stable flight from the drone. I used this drone for a whole month before it came out because DJI very kindly sent it over to me, and I was thoroughly impressed with it. There is a lot to unpack, quite physically because it's still in the box, but it's quite a lot to talk about with the drone, even though it kind of principle is similar to its predecessor, the Mavic 3 Pro. So it has a 3-camera setup. It has a long flight time. It has a lot of what's called, DJI calls master shots or quick shots. So it does a lot of automated functions that you can literally just press a button and the drone does the work for you. However, like under the hood, a lot has changed. So let's talk about all of them. Well, the biggest update is the infinity gimbal at the front of the drone, which you can see. It does move in 360 degrees. There we go. You can move it up and down. It has a 70% tilt as well. So no matter how much the wind trying to push the drone out of its position, the gimbal itself will be able to provide very stable footage. It's very impressive, and it uses, and the drone uses it for a lot of the quick shots, it does. And it's just generally a pretty impressive piece of engineering that the drone, it's like a pigeon's head when you turn them around. It will stay locked on to the subject. Even though the drone has the same 3-camera setup, so you got a Hasselblad wide camera, you got a medium tele and a telecamera. The chips in the camera, the chipset in the camera has changed, and some of the resolutions because of that also changed in the camera. So you do get a more competent video camera setup in the drone. Another huge update is the presence of the Lidar sensor. You can find it right here on the right side of the drone, on the arm. Lidar is a remote sensing system similar to how BATS navigates. It's a remote sensing technology that uses laser pulses to determine where the camera is and where the obstacles are. And because of that, the Mavic 4 Pro can navigate in light conditions as low as 0.1 lux, which is almost complete darkness. Obviously, you won't be able to share any content in that sort of environment, but can rest assured that the drone won't hit any obstacles. Another cool feature about the Mavic 4 Pro is that it has a GPS-free return to home function. So the Mavic 4 Pro can remember and memorize the path it took and return without having stable GPS connection. Another thing is that it also has a longer transmission range, so it can go up to 41 kilometers, which is around 26 miles, if you have the RC2 Pro controller. A note on all of that is obviously you shouldn't fly the drone out of your line of sight. So I don't think anyone can actually see 41 kilometers, in the distance. But in theory, the drone can definitely do that and return safely under certain lighting conditions and certain conditions in general. Obviously, it's not designed for tornadoes and stuff, but if you by any means lost the drone, sight of the drone, you can stop it, and even if there's no GPS, the drone will be able to return to the point where you started flying it from. Obviously, this is a professional drone, but DJI did make it easier for the drone to start up. So whereas previously you have to use the button, and you can still use the button to turn it on, the Mavic 4 Pro, now you can just unfold the arms and the drone turns itself on. And the same goes for the controller as well, which is when you unfold it, it turns on, and when you unfold it, it goes to sleep. It is a pretty user-friendly feature, and one that is probably going to make it easier to deploy the drone quickly in certain situations. Battery life has seen a significant increase. It went from 33 minutes in the Mavic 3 Pro to 51 minutes in the Mavic 4 Pro, which is insane. So you can nearly fly this drone with one battery for an hour. Obviously, that's more like a theoretical flight time because it doesn't take into account, let's say, the wind or how fast you fly in the drone. In real world conditions, I found it to be able to fly for at least 35 minutes, again, depending on how fast you fly in the drone. Another cool thing about it is that it comes with this parallel charging hub, which is an optional extra. But if you get the creator combo, you get 2 extra batteries and then the hub itself as well. The hub charges 3 batteries in 90 minutes, and each battery has a 50-minute flight time. So you get nearly 2.5 hours of flight time out of a 90-minute charge, which is obviously insane because you obviously have to kind of return the drone to change the batteries, but you can fly something like this for nearly 2.5 hours. I think it's a pretty insane thing even in 2025. Obviously, the big question is the Mavic 4 Pro worth the price? The one that I have been using, which is the Creator Combo, which comes with a larger onboard memory or storage. You got the parallel charging hub, you got the extra batteries, you got the controller, and then you got a little carry case as well. It does cost around £3,000, so it's definitely not a cheap drone. And I don't think it's for people who are interested in drone photography or aerography and just want to play around with the drone. It's for people who mean business, quite literally. Obviously, the big question is the Mavic 4 Pro worth the price? You do get a more competent camera, a better gimbal, longer flight time, more stable flight, a better controller, and everything really is better than the Mavic 3 Pro, which came out 3 years ago. So I would say, yeah, it is worth the price, but only obviously if you use it more like on a professional level and not as an enthusiast, because for that it's an overkill. But if you're a professional who are thinking about taking their sort of creation game or creating game to the next level, this is definitely worth the investment.